suggested I take Calclear. I did so, and it did act like a detox. If I if I sit for a long period of time, or maybe sometimes even walk too quickly for too long, I will get some pain and discomfort in my lower back. So it means I can't, and I do sit for my work. I started to take it, but not at the full dose, because I do think it will vary on people's size, on their condition, and so on. So for instance, this week I just took 2 Calclear during the week, one on one day and one on a day probably 2 days later, and experienced a 70% improvement in lower back problems, thigh muscle, my piriformis muscle, which was damaged quite a few years ago, which affects my sciatic. So I now find I can sit for long periods of time, longer anyway, without discomfort. And I do believe that this is attributable to the Calclear. Then I do not take any other supplements, so it can only have been the Calclear. So yeah, I took the Calclear about 3 months ago, and the first time I took it I think two a day for about 3 days, and I'd take one, then a couple of days later I'd take another one, and I began to experience a real improvement. So I had damaged my piriformis a few years ago, my piriformis muscle, which is in the hip, between the hip and the thigh, I think, which has a knock-on effect to the sciatic, and that's the real reason I took the Calclear. Over that 3-month period, I have had a massive improvement in the fact that I'll get discomfort because I sit, obviously, in the work I do for like 2 hours at a time sometimes. So I sit a lot, and there's an improvement in how long I can sit without discomfort. And the main thing is there's an improvement in the way that discomfort will go when I finish working. So at one time, I'd have to perhaps lie down for half an hour, whatever, and now I can stretch and walk and be free of the pain more quickly than I could before the Calclear.
And would you say the pain level is less as well?
Yes, okay. Yes.
So what percentage overall would you say you're better?
Well, 70%.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.